Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about positive and negative interactions with customers and businesses. Now, when it comes to dealing with customers and businesses, if you're having positive interactions throughout the day, that is a good thing because it keeps you in a good mindset and it allows you to deal with all of the problems that you will face in your day-to-day life without being mired down by the negative. So the most important thing to do is if you get positive interaction, you should deal with it immediately. Let's say, for example, you get someone come up to you and they say, "Oh, I really like your products." If you respond positively to them, that's going to help build your relationship with that customer. It's going to be very beneficial to you. If someone leaves a positive review on your website, if they leave it on Google My Business, on Facebook, anything like that, deal with it immediately. Because a customer who is being dealt with in an immediate fashion, they're going to think, well, this business really cares about me. It's going to increase their chance of coming back using your products and services. It's going to be good for them. It's going to be good for you because you're building a relationship. If someone sends you an email and you respond, let's say Richard sends me an email, my response will begin with "Hi Richard," and I'll have an exclamation mark there. I'll keep it upbeat, keep it going, because if I've got that, if you use a lot of exclamation marks in your email when you're communicating with people, it keeps people reading the email. They're not going to just put it to one side, get rid of it for later. That's really good business to business. So I try to use exclamation marks where I can in emails. Now, when it comes to negatives, you can't always push them to the back, and I always recommend dealing with every negative situation after work if possible. Now, let's say you've got a customer. Let's say you've made a really nice pizza for a customer, and they come to you and they say, "Well, my pizza was awful and soggy." Now, this may be completely unjustified. Your pizza may be the best pizza in the world, second only to mine, of course. But when it comes down to it, the customer at the time is upset. So what you've got to do is you've got to try and turn that conversation into a positive. And the best way to sort of turn this into a positive is to say, well, I can give you a refund, I can replace the product, I can cook you something else, I can do whatever. I can offer you something off of your next meal with us, which may try and get them to come back. But the key is, if you're dealing with a customer on the spot, what you've got to do is you've got to turn things around so that they're not going to walk out of that door and they're going to leave you a bad review. You've got to be calm, and the best way to deal with an angry or upset customer is to literally just let them talk to you. They will say what they need to say, you take into account what they say, and you just respond in the best way that will benefit them. That will reduce your chance of getting a bad review later. It will also increase your chance of rekindling a relationship with that customer. So you're not going to have to worry about some evil nemesis who's going to target every single one of the social medias that you're on and write a horrible review for you. So now we get on to the horrible emails and reviews. Now, when it comes to dealing with people online, you are not dealing with people as you would in the normal world. The thing is, when we're online, we are an avatar of ourselves. We are an enhanced version. So people who are horrible online tend to be much more horrible online because they're safer, because of anonymity, because of many different reasons, and because they feel like they can say and do whatever they like. And this can be really, really problematic. So somebody who's going to complain to you in store, their anger in store may be nothing compared to the absolute rollicking that you can get on social media. So the key to dealing with these things is to push them back to the end of the day where they are not going to get in the way of your business. If you have got these negative reviews in your mind, you're going to think, "Oh my God, this is really, really hard and complicated. It's going to interfere with you doing business as normal with people. It's going to increase your chance of getting unhappy customers, and it's going to increase your anxiety," which is something we want to avoid. So when you deal with people online, the most important thing is try and turn things around. You want to try and get these people into a positive mindset. Apologize for things, be magnanimous, be generous with them. Open yourself up and say, "I'm sorry you've had a bad experience with us. I'm sorry that your product arrived damaged. I'm sorry about this. We can replace this, we can offer you this, we can offer that." Because people will see these reviews, and if, say, for example, someone says to me something negative and I respond with something negative, all of my customers can see that I've given a negative response. They're not going to necessarily think that highly of me if I'm not being generous, kind, and friendly. So the key is keep things generous, kind, and friendly. And the reason you deal with these after your business is because you're now outside of work hours. You can de-stress, you can go out on a walk. because that's going to build up energy and anxiety and stress and all of these different things when you're dealing with negative. So what you're going to do is, after all of that, just think of it as, oh, I've got a bit of extra energy, go on a walk, burn it off, get rid of it. Then come back, deal with it, problem solved. It's not going to be that negative. So the key is basically just control the way that you respond with customers, and make sure that you deal with the positive customers first in a really, really nice, friendly and cordial way. And when it comes to people who are unfriendly as well, deal with them in a cordial way, but do it on your own time when you're not dealing with business. Because if you've got to make business calls after work or something like that, you do not want to have that high level of anxiety, that high level of stress burdening you down, making your life stressful. The most important thing, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your business, and the best way to do that is to try and keep your stress level as low as possible, and just try and relax and deal with things. Because otherwise, you could, if you're dealing with the negative as soon as it comes up every single time, it's going to start triggering problems in your mind. And think of it like this, right? Try and remember an argument that you had with someone which was very unfair, and you had it with them like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. Something which was really, really negative and horrible. Now, you didn't think about that until now when I brought this up, did you? So the thing is, are you going to be thinking about these people's negative comments or the things that they've said in 5, 10 years, 50 years? No, you're not. But when you're dealing in a positive way with your customers and you're getting all these good quality positive interactions with people, that's good, because it's going to keep you on a high, it's going to keep you up there. And when you reduce the number of bad experiences, maybe you turn someone around who's really upset with you, they could delete their review. There are situations, actually, especially when it comes to restaurants, when people will leave reviews that are not genuine reviews, and let's say they work for a rival restaurant or another business that's just trying to sink you in the reviews. The way to deal with this is to immediately contact either Google or Facebook. Just get those reviews taken offline. Just say this is a conflict of interest. These people work for another company and they're trying to attack me. They're trying to attack my business. They haven't come into my business. That's not a problem. But if you're not being rational, if you're not thinking about it, you might respond to them. Now, if you put a response to these people online, and it's no matter, even if it's you saying, look, I know you work for another business, this is not going to look good on your social media. It's going to look really, really bad. And on top of that, it's going to, when they usually use an automated process to see whether or not you've responded. If you've responded, they may even classify them as being a genuine customer. You do not want that. So the key is, you need to just be very careful about how you respond, and you're not going to be able to respond like that because basically you've got this thing called the lizard brain, which is like a self-defense thing which sort of triggers when you're upset. It's like what gives you the adrenaline burst, the fight-flight response. Someone pulls a knife on you in the street, you immediately become strong, fast, all of these different things, because all these chemicals are going around your body. And negative interactions with people can create those chemicals, and without a proper release for those chemicals, you're pushing yourself into a very dangerous situation, especially if you're at work. So you need to keep the negative after work. Anyway, I've waffled for far too long. I hope this has been helpful. Keep things positive, keep things exclamation mark, and go, 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 go. We're going to do well.